Welcome back. Here we have with us Gerald, who has created the screenplay Magic Trick. And Gerald, it's so great to have you with us today. I'd love to know a little bit more about where you came up with the concept for Magic Trick.
Well, I was watching something like 60 Minutes on TV, and I saw this report about two married people, these people who were married, and they were both brain surgeons. And I thought, how do they have a family? How do they do anything?
A reasonable question.
What about their kids? What about this? And so it dawned on me what an interesting script it would be to have, and I sort of let one parent out. It would make it be too complicated in the script. But what if mom is in the middle of a critical brain surgery and she can't leave, and she finds out that her son has been in a car accident and he's dying. And so she has to make that choice of finishing the surgery and making this person live, or letting that person die and going to see her son who's dying right beside. So the entire conflict in the script is her conflict of, what do we do? How do we solve this magic trick? How do I pull this off? Now, of course, I develop a system in the script where her son appears to her and talks to her, and they both try to reach some kind of understanding of what the other has been through all this time as she was a brain surgeon. And she says, I can't keep you alive. I have to go back and save this other person. And of course, the surprise ending at the ending is, well, there's this mysterious person who shows up, this mysterious woman who appears and lets them see each other and talk. And of course, the shock ending at the very ending, the last line is, the surgeon goes in, and the person who showed up, the strange ghost who showed up and talked to them, turns out to be the patient. She saved him. And so he was there all along, sort of bringing those two together.
Wow.
And the whole magic trick thing is, it was a magic trick to be the mom like that. I took you, Mom, you took me to see this magic trick one time, and you had to go because it was an emergency. And the whole theme is, everything I was trying to do was a magic trick. Just trying to accomplish all that.
That is beautiful. That is a beautiful way of tying that concept in, and these like very important moments. And it sounds like such an intimate look at how we make really hard choices in situations that feel impossible.
Right.
That's beautiful. Is Magic Trick in your series of works? Where does it land in your kind of cadre of your library of works? It
was one of the first things I wrote. I used to write a great deal when I was younger. As you can tell, I'm no spring chicken. But
that's about perspective.
Yeah. I used to write, but then I got back to it when I retired.
Yeah.
I was a lawyer for about 25 years, and I was an English drama teacher before that.
I love both of those. Wow, being an English drama teacher sounds like a lot of fun.
Lawyer gives you a lot of ideas.
Yes, absolutely. Real life examples of
for
stories.
And when I retired, I just started getting back into writing again. And I was watching this TV show, and it just, it hit me. What if he's dying?
Yeah.
And so I started working on that script. And I've been working on scripts ever since. I've written full-length scripts, short script, and I tell people, as I go to these conferences, gee, I've won all these awards, but does it do me any good?
I understand the feeling.
I need an agent. I need to sell something.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to win awards, and that's great. And I go to these things to meet people and all that. And if I win something, that's fine. If I don't win something, that's fine. But it gets me to these events where I can talk to people and chat and see what I can come up with.
Yeah. How would you say that your background as a lawyer, as an English drama teacher, how would you say that those elements feed into your work as a writer and as a screenplay
I
writer?
think mostly the lawyer, and mostly what's helpful is that I was a criminal lawyer.
Wow.
I was a prosecutor for a while, and I was also a public defender for a while.
Wow.
I switched back and forth, and so I could just sit down. I could write a script just about every case I tried, major case, because there was always something really interesting going on that could develop into a script. But surprisingly, I just haven't gone back to that. Since I've left law and been writing, these other ideas occur to me. And so I haven't gone back to, I think I wrote a TV pilot about a lawyer, but actually I wrote a TV pilot about a lawyer who had a stroke, because I've had a stroke.
Wow.
And about 5 years ago. And occasionally if I stop talking, it's because my brain is saying, what's that next word?
Sure.
All that. So I did write a TV pilot. I think won 1 or 2 awards. I can't remember because of my stroke. But this character in the film was a very distinguished and well-known prosecutor who has a stroke, and he has to come back 2 years later and try to make a living as a defense attorney.
Wow.
So that's one. I think that pilot maybe won 1 award. I can't remember, but yeah, that is one lawyer script. The other, there are so many stories in law that I remember them sometimes and sometimes I don't.
Sure.
But most of my scripts don't have a lawyer in them.
Sure. What would you say for people who haven't yet read Magic Trick? What is something you would hope that they take away from the story? What is something that is really important to you about Magic Trick as a story?
I think people have told me who read it that they just had this greater appreciation for family and life, because it could go any minute. Yeah. Any car accident, they may be faced with the same situation and all that. So people have a tendency, I guess I find this as a compliment, but people have a tendency to cry when they read it. And I think it's because it hits home with them that they really need to appreciate family. It could disappear with a car accident.
Yeah, I think there is something so resonant and timeless about stories that remind us of how precious the people in our lives are. And we are so unique. There's only one of us, and we matter. And so I love that your story hinges on that and helps remind people of that. I think that's incredibly beautiful. Well, Gerald, is there anything else you want to tell people who are watching at Utah International Film Festival, or anything else you want to share about the film or your experience?
Really. I'm hoping that the Magic Trick will one day get the money to produce.
Yes, yes, we want that too. We want you to make Magic Trick so we can watch it.
And if anyone has 100,000,
don't worry. If I had it, I'd be giving it to you.
No. I'm available.
Well, it's so great to have you here. Thank you for
very
chatting
much
with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.